Coming up on Press This, your questions answered, specifically payments and memberships. Hey everyone, welcome to another great, I was going to say amazing again, but I'm sick and tired of using that word, a great episode of Press This. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
This is the show where we take all kinds of stuff, WordPress plugins, themes, and exercises and stuff and theory, put it together and spit it out and say, here's the best thing for WordPress for you. Today, the best part is when we get to talk to the people from the audience.
Every now and then we like to throw you a little listener question episode. We have a couple in the past. And this week, we're going to take a couple more of them. Take a look at a couple more. You guys are always asking questions about e-commerce and membership plugins. Seems to be a common thread here, so we're going to address a couple of those questions today. What's this show brought to you by, though?
Oh, yes, that's right. Slocum Themes, over 50,000 downloads of our amazing themes on .org. Plenty, bountiful amounts of customers from slocumthemes.com buying the pro version. So check that stuff out. If you're launching a new theme, blog or business theme, anything like that, slocumthemes.com.
Awesome. So let's just jump right into it. So the first question we get is from Peter. What's happening, Peter? I've watched your video about membership plugins and would like to know your recommendations for a closed membership plugin or a membership approval plugin. My future site will have a few public pages and the rest, including forums, user profiles, and galleries. I would like to restrict to only members I approve or that belong to a list. All the search results I found seem to only have a paid membership system. I don't want to charge my members anything. You don't have to.
That's right. You don't have to.
Yeah. Most of the membership plugins that I'm thinking of don't require a cost. And if they do, I believe you can set it to 0 or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to make that transaction. I know, and a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today will be based on our experience with supporting Paid Memberships Pro, which we're no longer working together with them on, but we do still recommend it. We still use it on most of our installs. Set it to 0.
Yeah.
And you can have many $0 a month accounts. So there's no need to set it up. No, they don't even get directed to the payment gateway. It's not like they actually see 0 and have to type
it's not like they have to pay
card.
it in and then you charge $0 to your credit. It's not like that. Yeah.
I think we actually have. I don't know if it's a past Press This or a fresh dev where we talked about the role system in WordPress. Yeah. Like it's automatically like WordPress inherently has a membership. Function. It's just roles that people have access to things.
And you can disable it. So there's a role called subscriber. And you can, by default, check or uncheck that box. I believe in just the general settings, I think. It is in WordPress. And that will allow you to basically say people can't just go in and subscribe in the comments or whatever you want to do. So you can funnel it that way. But realistically, like if you want to approve people, because, I mean, membership plugins by default are, I'm a new person coming in and I want to be a member. Right? So one thing you can do is use like a contact form. I know you mentioned that prior to us filming the show. Would be a fantastic idea. So a contact form. Why do you want to be a member? Or what do you want to do? Kind of things like that. They fill in the form, their name, their email. You decide that this person fits the bill, and then you can go in and create a user that way.
Yeah.
That would be a way to funnel it that way.
Yeah, I think most, at least back to my example of Paid Memberships Pro, I know they have some requests in their pipeline from people looking for and evaluate, or like putting a hold status on a sign up and then approving it. But most of these memberships plugins they want people to sign up, so they don't want any. None of these developers are really thinking of this approval process. They're thinking like, oh, you want somebody signed up right away in the middle of the night, no matter where you are. Like Dan and I were talking about the show prior to filming. Use a contact form. Get somebody to submit their stuff, and then if they meet that requirements, then you go into your membership system and just add them. That's probably the cleanest way to do it without having to, use one membership plugin or not, just because it doesn't have that feature. You just set up a contact form, because I'd hate to have somebody just like, oh, I'm not going to pick this one, even though it has like this. All this amazing stuff I want, but this one over here, which hasn't been updated in a year, has this, hold status that I really like, and then give up on a good plugin. So.
That could be potential for hacks, viruses, stuff like that, because the plugin doesn't get updated. Bingo. So it's always a problem. Bingo. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Next question comes from Rolf. What's up, Rolf? Do any other e-commerce plugins than MarketPress offer chained payments at all? It's a very powerful feature if you're building a marketplace website, in theory at least. I've not tested it yet, but I don't hear anyone talking about it. Good question, Rolf.
Yeah, that is a great question.
What you're referring to and what he's referring to, if you're not aware of chained payments, are chained or adaptive payments. What these basically are, these are payments that are sort of have like a specific condition or function to them that aren't just like this typical cash handoff. Like I'm buying something from Matt, I hand him cash, he takes it, and that's a basic transaction. This is actually a function built in with PayPal. So PayPal has a section for adaptive payments. And this can do a few things. With the adaptive payment, this is really great for crowdfunding plugins. And we actually did have a video, which I'll link up there or something, where we go over crowdfunding plugins that might be able to tap into similar things like this. I know Ignition Deck functions with WePay, payment gateway, that does something similar. But if you're looking for a more popular payment gateway, that's PayPal adaptive payments.
Yeah, I think if Rolf is actually looking for a marketplace plugin,
right?
You can also look at easy digital downloads, front end submissions, where somebody can submit something to a marketplace through the front end, and then use it with Pippin's commissions plugin, which pays out the commissions, which would be this distributed or adaptive.
The chained. This would be more payments. The chain payment here, which is that I have a consignment shop or I'm a commission-based firm or venture, and when it comes in, it's like 80-20 or 50-50 or whatever the payment, however you have it dispersed. The customer only sees it as a one payment thing where I'm just giving you $100, but then when it actually funnels into the system, it gets split up, $50 and $50, whatever it needs to be.
Yeah. So PayPal Adaptive Payments supports that. The commissions plugin from Pippin supports PayPal Adaptive.
Yeah.
I don't see anything specifically as of the time we recorded this with Stripe, but I mean, Stripe is so darn flexible. I can't imagine that somebody hasn't figured it out yet for Stripe. And then the WePay gateway is also another gateway that supports it, which Ignition Deck uses also uses in conjunction with PayPal. For the Ignition Deck plugin.
And if you're a WooCommerce fan or a WooCommerce user, Ignite Woo is working at the time of the recording. The article was only posted a couple days ago. Is working on a plugin to allow this to happen with WooCommerce, but according to them, it does not exist at this point in time on WooCommerce.
Nice, awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
Lots of options. Again, not a clear cut like this is what you should choose, but at least some of these
some ideas
might be put together. And hey, maybe you can get one of these plugins. They're open source in GPL. Go to town.
There you go.
Start coding it. Right. Start making your own solution. That'd be awesome. Yeah. What else we want to know? We also want to hear from you what themes you're using. We're in the pipeline. We're building other business themes. We're building e-commerce themes. We want to know what themes you guys are using for your projects or for your next project. So what is it? Where do you buy your themes? Is it ThemeForce? Is it StudioPress? Is it Woo? Tell us. Is it us? High five if it is. But let us know because we want to build a theme for you, for our audience. If there's something in particular like chain payments, but we can't do that in a theme. But if there's something out there that you say, hey, you should be really doing this in a theme, let us know. Maybe we'll build it for you. SlocumThemes.com. Check out all the awesome themes. Hit subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys.